Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's Wednesday, the 28th day of October. We are almost done with this month. I cannot believe.
Can you believe that?
No, it's just cruising through. That means November's almost here. Hey, Sharon Burgess is going to be my guest later in the program. She's the author of a novel called Unraveled Faith. I'm excited to chat with her to learn a little more about that. And take a listen to this. Would you say you're good at math?
No.
Would you say I'm good at math?
No.
That's not our fault. We were born that way. Listen to this. The ability to solve complex math problems is a trait that you were born with, or in my case, born without. So there are people who they can, in their mind, you throw numbers at them and they can add and subtract and multiply, but it's all built in. It's not a teachable trait. So all the schooling that I had for math, I'm still not good at it. It's not my fault. So I feel good about that.
This is why we have a CPA.
That's why I
have
a
wonderful CPA.
Does that stand for calculator something? Because I got a calculator right there. That's why I have that. Coming up, we've got some other theories about sailors. We're going to tell you all about that in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
You ever notice that sailors' pants are like really flared at the bottom? Do you know why that is?
Why?
Well, there are a number of theories as to why the sailors wear bell-bottom pants. One is that the bell bottoms are easier to pull over their boots. Another is that they're easier to roll up when they're doing chores. Others say it's because they're easier to remove if a sailor falls overboard, or if the pants could be knotted and filled with air to be used as a flotation device. There's a lot of theories, but nobody knows exactly why. I bet somebody knows why. But at least this story doesn't tell exactly why. But I've always noticed that they have, like, flare bottom pants.
I've never really noticed it until you pointed it out.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Now we know at least something. So there you go. Coming up, we've got a fun story to share on our Heard It on the Radio segment. Later in the program, we're going to be visiting with an author, Sharon Burgess, about Unraveled Faith, her new novel, and many other fun things in store on the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
Well, you know it's true because you heard it on the radio. How would you react if your spouse told you to get rid of your pet or I'll leave you?
Yeah, that wouldn't happen.
One woman made a very tough decision regarding her pet crocodile.
Oh, boy, though. That's a little different.
Vicky Lowling's husband found just how unimportant he was when he gave his wife an ultimatum. You either get rid of that crocodile or I'm leaving. Vicky said, okay, see ya. She said there's no way she'd give up her 5-foot pet, Johnny, the crocodile. It's like a child to her. She helped raise the croc for 13 years and gives him the run of the house, even lets him sleep with her son Andrew in his bed. She adopted the crocodile when he was left on her doorstep in 1996. Her husband Greg says she spent too much time with the pet, and he said, you need to give it up to save our marriage. She refused, so the couple divorced. Ms. Lowing, a trained nurse, said, husbands can look after themselves, but my crocodile just can't make his own meals. As for her son, Andrew, he's only 18 months older than the crocodile. She said that the experience was like having 2 children to look after. So she's got a crocodile and a son, but no longer a husband. I don't know that she necessarily made the right choice there. I'm just saying. I think they should have worked on that a little bit and come up with a solution where everybody wins. It would have been a bad idea to take a crocodile that's been pretty much raised in a house and just dump it in the wild. I don't think that would have worked.
Well, no, but they could have given it to a zoo or something.
I was going to say, you couldn't tell me that there's nobody out there that would have been able to do... there's somebody that would have been able to look after the crocodile. All I know is...
I don't know how safe it is that a crocodile is sleeping with a child.
I don't know. Apparently they get along because they're doing this now for 13 years.
Huh,
so It's not like they've had any accidents.
Interesting. Well, maybe they used to have 2 or 3 kids.
Well, I wonder if the husband's going to try to get custody of the child and say, hey, she's endangering him, sleeping with a crocodile, Wouldn't be hard to prove.
I certainly would.
All right. Well, good news. I don't have a crocodile. All I can tell you is this is a true story. You know it is because you heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. County sheriff's deputies have arrested a man after he allegedly offered store clerks some marijuana in exchange for gasoline. All right. Happened at the Classics Fuel Store in Old National Pike in Newmarket, Maryland. Deputies said 52-year-old, doesn't say his name, a 52-year-old offered marijuana to pay for gasoline. The clerk said no thanks. Then they called the authorities. The man and his motorcycle were searched, and deputies said they found the suspected cocaine is what it was.
Oh, my gosh.
Oxycodone pills as well, and the marijuana, too. So he had a whole plethora of stuff. He
did this all for gas for his motor. What does it cost to fill a motorcycle? $5?
Can't be much, yeah. Man was charged with possession of cocaine, marijuana, and drug paraphernalia. So
wow.
Wouldn't it have been better for him to just buy the gas instead of buying the drugs? I don't know. That's the way I think. But then again, it's because my brain is not on drugs.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
Now we have your moment of duh. The great sport of cow fighting. Well, you've never heard of cow fighting?
No, I've heard of cow tipping.
Don't be too surprised because it's not really a sport yet. Each October, though, in the tiny town of Martigny, it's a Swiss town, they stage cow fights, pitting pregnant female cows against one another.
Aww.
This comes in spite of the fact that the cows have no natural desire to fight whatsoever. They can even be forced to fight each other. Most of the time, the cows just stand there and moo. Here's an even stranger fact about cow fighting. The winning cow, I'm not exactly sure how they determine that, is given the name Queen of the Alps and instantly becomes 10 times more valuable than the losing cow, even though both of them do absolutely nothing but stand there and moo, because they can't make them fight. They try, but the cows don't fight. So they pit 2 pregnant cows against each other and somehow decide one's the winner. Somehow, that reminds me of a family reunion, but I'm going to just steer clear of all of that.
I would actually make a trip there to go and watch this. I think that would be hilarious.
Oh, come on. All right.
Just to see how it's done. Yeah. I think it's funny.
I think a YouTube video would be just fine for me. And I don't even think I really need that. We've got your scoop of the day on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. Cash-strapped Illinois just announced last week that they're going to be handing out IOUs instead of winnings for lottery tickets who have bigger value than $600. The IOUs are a side effect of the stalemate over a new budget between the Republican governor, Bruce Rauner, and the state's Democratic lawmakers who control the General Assembly. So they're trying to figure out a plan, and they're saying, hey, you won the lottery? No, you didn't. You won an IOU till we figure this out. The Spitzer Space Telescope discovered the biggest but never-before-seen ring around the planet Saturn. A thin array of ice and dust particles lies in the far reaches of the Saturnian system, and its orbit tilted 27 degrees from the planet's main ring. That's kind of cool. So they found...
I don't understand a single thing that you just said. That was all gobbledygook.
They found a bigger ring around the planet Saturn, one that they'd never seen before. Well, that's all you needed to say.
What was the rest of that nonsense for?
It was
Nobody understood that.
Now, the reason I wanted to make sure you knew all of that is because of this other story right here. Two completely different sources, but completely related. Scientists say the Earth is becoming more like Saturn. Some astronomers say the Earth is developing rings like the planet Saturn. The discovery has both astronomers and theologians scratching their heads. Some astrophysicists believe the rings could be a byproduct of global warming. Some religious experts think the rings could be a sign of the impending second coming of Jesus Christ. But they're saying, hey, we're getting rings. I think maybe our planet's going to get married to another planet. Hey, we got a ring. Who do you think the lucky planet is? Mars? Venus? Huh?
Wow.
You're not laughing.
No.
Okay. A man has been living in the attic of a church for 3 years before being found by an air conditioning repairman last week.
Oh, no.
According to Christian News, 42-year-old William Barker was a member of the congregation at St. Anne's Catholic Church in Arlington, Virginia, and would attend Mass regularly. Unlike other members of the church, though, when service ended, he didn't leave. Once the church had emptied, he'd climb into the attic with a ladder and cuddle up in his makeshift home. So he's been living there for 3 years. That's crazy. General Mills, makers of Lucky Charms, they're releasing our favorite childhood cereal with only marshmallows.
I saw that online.
But there's a catch. There's only 10 boxes.
So if you find one, you get a prize.
I don't know. But why are they only doing 10 boxes? I mean, come on. Do 100 at least. Or lucky 777. Do 777 of them. But I mean, you guys missed the boat. Why 10? All right. Television network CW. You've heard of that, right?
Yes.
They're canceling their long-running reality competition show, America's Next Top Model. Tyra Banks was the host of that. It's actually been on longer than the network has been around, because they were on UPN before, and when that went away, they launched the new network with one of the winning shows from the old network. Well, now, gone.
Yeah, I'm not too broken up about that. I never watched it.
I never watched it either, but people who liked it are probably going to be sad. Normally, tobacco is associated with causing cancer, not curing it, but researchers at Stanford University School of Medicine in California say a personalized vaccine made from tobacco plants could help cure cancer. How crazy is that?
That is
treatment,
crazy.
Which would vaccinate cancer patients against their own tumor cells, is made using a new approach that turns genetically engineered tobacco plants into personalized vaccine factories. How crazy is that?
Huh.
I mean, to think that the same thing that is causing cancer for some people could be curing cancer for other people?
Yeah, that's interesting.
That is absolutely mind-boggling. So, there you go. Hey, here's something that I want to spend a minute talking about. The Hollywood Reporter reports that there is a Die Hard 6 in the works starring Bruce Willis. Do you think this is a good idea, Heidi?
No, I don't.
Did you see Die Hard 5?
I did not.
I did. Our son, Troy, is a big fan of the Die Hard series, or the Die Hard franchise, rather. So he and I went to that in the theaters, and they have a son, John McClane's son was in it, and I thought maybe they were preparing to hand the series over to this younger actor. Mm-hmm. But if he's going to be in it, and they're still having Bruce Willis, maybe that didn't work out. It'll be interesting to see Die Hard 6.
Isn't he getting a little too old to be intimidating?
Pretty soon, yeah.
I mean,
he was in this last one, but it was really cute the way they put it all together. So I'm interested to see how it works out. All right, our strange law in Oregon: one may not bathe without wearing suitable clothing, i.e., which means it needs to cover your body from neck to knee. You're not supposed to bathe without that on.
To bathe or to swim?
It says bathe without wearing suitable clothing.
Okay.
Clothing which covers one's body from neck to knee. There you go. I bet a lot of people break that rule. All right, thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest on the telephone line right now. We have Sharon Burgess. She is the author of a book called Unraveled Faith. Sharon, how you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you, John, for having me on the show.
Well, we're excited to have you on the program, and we've got a book. Now, first of all, how long has the book been out? Is it brand new, or has it been out a little while?
No. It's pretty brand new. It hit the markets on August 1st. It's still in the infancy phase.
Very cool. And this is a novel. And now, what is the story about?
Oh, thank you for asking, John. Unraveled Faith is a novel regarding the highs and lows of mega churches. And in the past couple of years, I know you've heard about some of the scandals in the mega churches and people becoming really discontent with church as a whole, the whole organized religion. So I wrote this fiction novel, and it's told from the point of view of a young lady from a rural town that moves to the big city and gets involved in a mega church, and some unsuspecting, very very bad things happened to her and her best friend that was surrounded by the mega church. And so I decided to write this novel, not just to highlight the lows of the mega churches, but also to really get people to have a different perception about their worship experience. And think a little bit more consciously about the reason they attend church, and when things happen in the church that are not positive, what do we do then?
Exactly.
So I wrote that book for that reason, yes.
And the thing to keep in mind is, every person in the church at the beginning, they're a person first, right? So people are not perfect. They're going to make mistakes, and they can make mistakes whether they're, a person that has faith or a person that doesn't have faith. So, we all make mistakes, even people that are in charge of things like a church, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I think that sometimes we think that these people that are in the church who are in leadership positions are bigger than God, and they're infallible. But of course that's not true. They make mistakes, and we all are trying to walk this walk and do the best that we can. But when your safe haven becomes a place where people are taken advantage of, people are being molested, people are being criticized in such a manner where they go into a depressive state, when it becomes more of a devastation for your life, then you really need to take a look at that.
Definitely. And the sad thing is, in the last decade or so, we've heard about a lot of things, whether it was things that happened in the Catholic Church and things that have happened in, like you're talking about, mega churches. But what people need to realize, hopefully they realize, is that it wasn't the church that did that. It was a person who worked there that did that. And your new book that's out called Unraveled Faith. So in the book, it's a novel. So it's not. Is it based on a true story, or is it based on just something that you kind of thought up, or what is it based on?
Well, I tell you what, that's a loaded question. So it's a fiction book. So when you say the term fiction, that right there kind of protects protects the innocent and protects myself. So some of the accounts in the book, they were real, and stories I've heard and things I've encountered over a period of time. And just to give you my background, John, I am a PK. So I've been in church all my life. My dad is a pastor, and I was married to a pastor as well. So I have what they call the inside scoop.
There you go. And a PK is pastor's kid, right?
Right, preacher's kid. Yeah,
preacher's kid. There you go. Is this your first book that you've put out, Sharon, or do you have other books that you've done as well?
No, this is my first.
Very first. Now, do you have others in mind of things that you want to work on after this, and what kind of things are you thinking about for the next project?
Oh, yeah. With this book, I've come to realize that my next book is going to be even more controversial, and I'm going to call you back for that when I develop that and put it together. But I do have another book in mind, and I don't think I'm controversial because, I was a political science major, and, I don't like to go against the flow, but sometimes you just need to say things that people are thinking, but they don't say.
And that probably happens a lot where, somebody's thinking something that they're like, maybe I'll say it to my wife on the way home, but I'm not going to say this on Facebook or in public. But that's where you're saying, hey, I'm going to say it and let people talk.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I think this book, Unraveled Faith, it will open up a lot of dialogue and amongst Christians and non-Christians alike to discuss, why do we attend church? Why do we stay in churches where we know that the pastor has done some very bad things to parishioners in the church? I mean, why do we do that? Why don't we just tackle that head on? And I agree with what you said earlier. Yes, people do make mistakes, and people, we're not perfect beings. We're trying to strive to be more and more perfect every day. But, sometimes you just have to look at it as what it is, and you have to draw a line. You have to say enough is enough. Yes, my pastor has had 3 babies in the church with 3 different ladies. I'm gonna say something about that. I'm not gonna say it's okay and he made a mistake. No.
Well, and that's because he's continuing to make mistakes. He should have learned from that, and that's not the kind of behavior that typically you would see from somebody in that position, is it?
No, it's not. And then, you have and not only that, and they have the rock star persona. You have pastors that are driving Bentleys, $3,000 and $4,000 cars. I mean, $250,000 cars actually, and higher, and living in $3 and $4 million homes. And then you have people in the church that are giving their lives to these churches, and they are living a very humble lifestyle. So monies that go into the mega churches, I think it needs to support the people in the church, if you will.
Again, the book is called Unraveled Faith. It is available right now. Sharon, where can we find a copy of this book?
This book is available on Amazon.com, Unraveled Faith.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me about this.
Oh, awesome. Thank you for having me on, John.
Again, our guest today has been Sharon Burgess. The book is called Unraveled Faith, available right now at Amazon. Thank you so much for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
It's going to be your favorite day. It's Wednesday, the 28th day of October, and for whatever reason, today is National Chocolate Day.
Oh.
I mean,
That's a good day.
I'm going to celebrate Saturday when people bring me free chocolate, but I'll celebrate today. I mean, I have no reason not to. I'll celebrate twice. A lot of folks go out and get their Halloween candy early, so eat one bag all by yourself today. Just gobble it down. It is also St. Jude's Day today, so happy St. Jude's Day. That is really cool that they...
I like St. Jude's.
That's a great group. Again, National Chocolate Day is the one I'm going to celebrate. Get out there and enjoy. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show on this Wednesday, the 28th day of October.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
All right, for those of you who are in the same boat as me, maybe a little overweight, okay, maybe a lot overweight, that's the boat I'm in. I'm in the boat so much so that it's almost like, water pouring over the edges. People who complain they have no time to exercise, you might need another excuse pretty soon, Heidi. Some experts say intense exercise sessions could help people squeeze an entire week's workout into less than 1 hour. It has to be intense, though. Intense regimens or interval training was originally developed for Olympic athletes, and it was thought to be too strenuous for normal people. But in recent years, studies of older people and those with health problems suggest more people might be able to handle this. If true, it could revolutionize how officials advise people to exercise, and it could save millions of people a ton of time at the gym every week. Instead of going once a week, you could go, or instead of going once a day, rather, you could go once a week and just bang it out in less than an hour.
I wonder how I bet it's extremely tough.
I
don't know if I'd be able to do it.
I tried an intense workout the other day, and I was just trying to get my pants to button. So you're sweating and breathing heavy. What did you just do? I was like, I was trying to get my pants to button. I really got to go on a diet. I only wish I was kidding right now. It's a true story.
It is a true story. I was like, are you all right?
I was like, whew. You doing jumping jacks? What's going on? No, I was trying to button my pants. I think I might need to go on a diet. All right, coming up, we got something else to talk about. Anything else. I just want to quit talking about this. It's making me uncomfortable. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
While you might not think a law like this would even be necessary, listen to this. Las Vegas city officials have made it illegal to sleep within 500 feet of urine or feces.
Ew.
Yeah, it's part of a bill making it a misdemeanor to go to the bathroom in public. However, the city attorney says the new law was passed by mistake and it won't be enforced. So I'm not exactly sure how would that accidentally be passed? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Wait a minute. What did we just pass? Wasn't paying attention there again. So they made it illegal to sleep within 50 feet
Why would you
of urine or
want to?
feces. I don't know. You do right now. The bathroom is less than 50 feet away from where we sleep. So
well, yeah, but it's not like we have standing.
No, but I'm just saying. I think that it's an interesting law. I don't know why they would pass that in the first place, but sounds like it was somehow they accidentally passed a law in Vegas. Kind of makes you wonder what goes on in their meetings. Sorry, I was busy looking at this other thing over here. What did we just pass again? All right, coming up, we've got some fun stuff about Facebook. We'll tell you all about it.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
Maxi Sopo just couldn't keep himself off Facebook, and he proved to be his undoing. His post made it easy for police to track him down and arrest him for fraud. His messages made it clear he was living the high life in the Mexican resort of Cancun after he allegedly obtained more than $200,000 in credit from banks under false pretenses. In recent Facebook status updates, Mr. Sopo said he was loving it, described himself as living in paradise. He said, "I was just here to have fun." The 26-year-old is now in custody in Mexico City, awaiting extradition to the United States.
Wow.
So he ripped off banks over $200,000 in credit, pretending he was going to do something with it. Instead, just went on one heck of a vacation and thought he'd be there forever, and probably would have if he wasn't an idiot, used his real Facebook account to tell people where he was and what he was doing. Meanwhile, the banks are like, "Oh, well, we'll just
There he is.
Send the authorities there." All right, we're going to have you seeing the light
Found him.
coming up in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
If you don't mind having your intelligence insulted, there's a county in South Wales that might just be the place for you to live. The city council recently produced a guide explaining what daylight is. Yeah.
What?
It also defines children, and it defines pedestrians.
Oh, wow.
It says here, daylight is all other times than darkness. Children
Thank
are
you.
people under 16, and pedestrians are road users on foot.
So 16 and over, you're an adult?
You are in
Wales?
Carmarthenshire County, South Wales.
Huh.
A spokesperson for the council said, "The terms are aimed to clarify exactly what the terms mean so there's no confusion." Here's my confusion. You didn't know what daylight was?
I suppose they probably had some smooth-talking lawyer that
could
that
be.
used those terms against, it
Must
wasn't
have.
daylight.
Yeah.
So,
apparently they didn't know what daylight, children, and pedestrians were. So
yeah.
now I'm going to try to come up with a sentence that uses all three of those.
I don't think anybody really cares about that. Why should we all sit here and wait on
The child
bated anticipation for this to come out of your mouth?
I just thought maybe it'd be fun. You don't think so? Seeing daylight with the children as I was a pedestrian.
My goodness.
All right, we'll move on. We've got some good news coming up. This is a cool story from the Kirby Vacuum Company. It is an awesome story. We're going to share that in just a bit on this Wednesday. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
We always try to have something fun to share as we wrap things up on this program, and this was, I just thought, such a cool story. I couldn't believe it. A Kirby vacuum salesman. What?
I couldn't believe it.
I mean, it's just a cool thing.
Okay.
Since Dylan Green was 2 years old, he's been, for whatever reason, just fascinated with Kirby vacuum cleaners. And it says here, Kirby vacuum salesman went out of his way to give an autistic teen the birthday of a lifetime. So think about this. When our son was a little guy, for whatever reason, he was fascinated with drains. Remember that?
Yeah, that was
I don't know why.
so
He would
weird.
just stare at the water going down the drain.
Yeah,
and he was really into that.
It was so bizarre.
Well, this kid, since he was 2, Dylan Green, has been absolutely enamored with vacuum cleaners, especially Kirby vacuum cleaners. So according to a website, they've got the information on here about Dylan's mom, who wrote to Kirby and asked, would it be possible for a salesperson to come out and do a demo? His birthday is coming up. He's going to turn 14. For whatever reason, he's really fascinated with
That's so weird.
it. But here's the cool thing. The company complied. They said, you know what? we'd love to do that. As a matter of fact, when we're done, with your permission, we'd like to give him a brand new Kirby vacuum. So the kid was fascinated. Again, he's an autistic child that is, for whatever reason, just enamored with Kirby vacuum cleaners. And afterwards, they gave him the vacuum cleaner, and it was just the coolest thing ever.
Which is huge, because those things are like $22,000 a piece.
Not that much. But what, if you bought one 50 years ago, I bet it still works. These things are bulletproof. I mean, if the apocalypse would come, the only thing that survived was a cockroach, a Twinkie, and a Kirby vacuum cleaner. So those things are amazing. Anyway, at the end of the demo, Dylan got to keep the thing, which was really a cool thing. So hats off, not only to Kirby Vacuum Company, because that was neat that they did that.
That is very neat.
But hats off to the salesman that went out and did that demonstration.
Yeah, very cool.
You know, what an awesome thing. And I bet that was probably his favorite demonstration he's ever done.
Probably.
To have somebody that loves the product that much. Really cool. All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us right here on the John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
And your bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors delivered right to you for just $3 a month, or get the really good ones. It's only $9 a month. And trust me, you're going to love those. Check it out at dollarshaveclub.com/radio. You ready for this bonus break?
I am ready.
We're going to talk about lingo, Heidi.
All right.
You ever wonder what people are saying?
Not usually.
I've got a crash course on all this stuff here. Parents, if you don't know what your kids are talking about, you hear them using all these things, I got a translator for you. So all up in my bee's knees, that means somebody's meddling in your affairs.
Yes, thank you.
All up in my grill, that means somebody's getting in your
face.
face. How about if that's bent, what does that mean?
That's bent?
You got me bent. I ain't like that. What does that mean?
You got me wrong.
Yeah, it's a skewed impression of reality. How about Betty?
Oh, a pretty lady.
Yeah, good-looking girl. How about clowning? If you're clowning,
Just joking around.
to make fun of somebody. You clowning on me? All right. How about flossing?
Flossing. I want to use it in a sentence.
Let's see if there's a sense. I just hung a right on Main Street. Now I'm just flossing.
Hung a
Doesn't
right
really
on
help,
Main Street,
does it?
I'm flossing.
It's to show off your belongings or wealth. Often while driving, to show your vehicle, like it's nice
I don't know
rims
where that term came from.
or your nice jacket.
Yeah,
is
that
to be
one does not
flossing.
make sense.
All right, for sheezy. What does that mean?
Of course.
No,
for
it's,
sure.
yeah, for sure. There you go. It's a statement. You coming with me? For sheezy. I think it's going to be funny someday to go to nursing homes and hear old people talking like this. Hey, did you already have your
in
jello?
our part of the
For
country, there's
sheezy.
not a lot of people that talk like this.
I hope not.
Period.
How about
I've
grain? Got any grain? What does that mean?
got any food?
No,
got any
it's-
bread?
It's
Got
money.
any money?
Money.
Money.
Yeah. How about hoopty? What's a
I-
hoopty?
I don't know.
A hoopty is an old car, like a 72 Oldsmobile or an old beat-up car.
Oh.
It's a hoopty. How about mad hops?
Mad hops. Use it in a sentence.
He has mad hops. I'm reading the sentences on here.
I don't know. Cool
An
clothes.
incredible ability to jump high. See, he's mad hops. He can jump high. How about no diggity? What does no diggity mean, Heidi?
I don't know.
No doubt. Off your rector. What does that mean? Off your rector.
I don't know.
It's derived from off your rector scale, meaning acting out of control. How about, let's see, salty. Don't be getting salty with me. What does that mean?
Sassy. Rude.
Bad attitude towards somebody. How about selling wolf tickets? What does that mean?
Wolf tickets?
Selling wolf tickets.
Woof.
Yeah. Girl, you be jawsin'. You're just selling wolf tickets. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Sweet.
I'm sure it's exactly how it sounds when they're talking on the streets.
I sound so stupid reading these things. Girl, you be jawsin'. Why not jawsin'? Nobody's got jawsin'.
What does it mean?
I don't know. Selling wolf tickets is trying to get somebody to believe a falsity, like spreading lies. That is selling wolf tickets. How about squirrel? What is a squirrel? Check out that squirrel. What's a squirrel?
I know what a squirrel is.
Okay, but
I
what
don't
does
know
it
what
mean?
it means in this term.
What does it mean on the street?
A girl.
It is
hot girl.
a hot female. Are you reading my notes over there?
No.
All right. How about step off?
Back off, man.
You better
Get out of
step
my
off.
face.
Yeah. Let's back away. And the last one on here, thank goodness. How about a troop?
I don't know.
That's
Your
a troop.
gang.
It's a long walk.
Oh.
Long walk. You got to walk a long ways. Oh, that's a troop.
Okay.
I think that's a trip, but I could be wrong. All right, thank you for sending those in. And they wanted to hear a white guy read all that stuff. And you're welcome. I'm glad I was able to help. Apparently, that's one way to find out if you're cool or not, and I'm not.
Goodness.
All right, if you have something you'd like to send in to have us read for our bonus break, just send it to John at johnandheidishow.com, and I'll try to embarrass myself with your crap too. So that's going to do it for our bonus break. Brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. You can learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.